I'm ready. Let's rock and roll.
Cool.
Bring on the podcast.
Oh, man.
Hit that intro.
Good morning.
Another glorious morning. Makes me sick.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
The Ready Set Radio Show.
Good morning, apartment. Good morning, doorway. Good morning, wall. Welcome to a new episode of the Ready Set Radio Show. My name is Floaty. With me, as always, is the loyal, the beard. Over there in the booth, piecing this show together like a preschooler with a glue stick and glitter, is JDubs.
JDubs!
And with us, our special guest today, Beard, is a returning guest, my childhood best friend, Kenny Brinker. Thank you for driving an hour and 20 minutes plus to get here.
Yeah, and from what I understand, doing that days ago.
Yes.
Yes, nice. All right, so you're hanging out for a bit.
Oh, we just got in town this morning.
Yeah,
Well,
I was just here this morning, but-
real quick, just to get this episode started, you are a returning guest, and I have a question right off the bat.
Okay.
I just wanted to know if you've learned any new techniques since Floaty's first lesson. I was just curious.
Besides the stranger, which I think everybody knows.
Everybody knows
Everyone
the
does
stranger.
the stranger.
Yeah.
I think that's really about all I've got.
Hey,
Okay.
Beard.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Hey, Beard, check us out.
What's
we
up?
Have we have a new camera.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Because
excited.
Mr. Jason is here, too.
On a Sunday. Whoop,
Make sure they
whoop.
can see you on these cameras. There's Mr. Jason.
You
There's
see
me.
him? You see him? You see him?
Look at that. There are 5 people in this room today, fellas.
Yeah. It just got meta.
So no lulls in the conversation. Can he go?
We're trying to learn. We're trying some new things too. So there's that. Don't forget about that. Always some new things happening.
Didn't you have something for Beard also?
Did you?
I did have something. I
was
was
it?
wondering, not even wondering, I just wanted to let you know, I haven't schnit my pants.
Oh, you don't have a story?
I don't
He
have
told
a story.
He gave you the whole story. Did you watch the episode? and
I
everything?
watched the episode.
Oh,
Who
man.
watches the episode? It's called a callback, brother.
It was the funniest thing that's ever happened to me. I swear to God.
I mean, I've shit my pants, but not with a sneeze. That's just
Funny.
That's
It's
a
just
lot.
funny.
I don't know how you manage that.
And we
Yeah.
don't talk about Ultimate Frisbee anymore.
That's exactly
Speaking-
why.
The why you
And
should have
how dare you bring that up?
I'm glad you brought it up because I want to know now.
It's not even a story, sir.
Oh, really?
No.
Did you just have to like wipe with your drawers and leave them in the woods
Oh, who hasn't done that?
Well, that was with the Frisbee. You scraped it out.
Okay.
with the frisbee?
Yeah.
What were you going to play frisbee golf with after that?
It wasn't Frisbee golf. It was Ultimate Frisbee.
So what are you playing ultimate frisbee with?
There's
after
always
that?
hippies involved. Nobody cares.
Gross.
I just realized I don't have a shit
Nice
myself
timing,
story.
JDubs. I see
I
you
do
over there.
have a wipe my ass with my underwear and leave it story though, and it was
Yeah.
the very first night that I ever went to Boy Scout camp. I went to the bathrooms that they have set up. It's like basically wall labyrinth, no doors, but you walk around a corner, then around a corner, then no one can see you.
Yeah.
And I just go in and I sit down without pre-checking my surroundings, do my business, and realize that there is nothing with
Floaty
which
likes
to wipe.
living life on the edge, dude.
Nothing with which to wipe my nether regions with, so I sacrificed a pair of underwear that day, and I guess that deal with.
You know what's funny is I'd also like to mention that one time on tour, and it wasn't either of us, and we won't name drop, but there was that time too.
Let's refer to him as.
There was that time because that happened. I'm pretty sure it was. For some reason, I remember this. It was a marathon parking lot.
We were at a gas station.
It was a marathon gas station.
Okay, we had a
parking lot.
We had a guy in a band, and we had to stop for gas, and he was pumping, and he trusted a fart at the pumps.
So he was pumping.
Yeah,
Right, and so he
pumping
had,
the gas, and
he had to run inside and did the whole like just leave the underwear in the trash can thing. And he was the kind of guy that he'd come right back out and be like, I totally had to like wipe my butt with my shorts and leave him in there. Dude, nobody would have known if you hadn't said anything.
Yeah, he could have kept it to himself completely, dude.
And now we
but
talk
chose
about
to
it
let
for
us have
forever.
that.
Yeah, you got to share.
It was a beautiful thing, and now
Good old-
so he shared
old-
with you.
Good old.
For sure.
Let's call him.
All right.
Does Mr. Jason have a microphone right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his headset.
How cool is this, man?
It's very cool. It's very cool. I'm sorry. The only drawback is getting it all to work all at the same time every time before we get
But
started.
it is all working.
It is all working.
It's not all working perfectly, but every camera's working sort of.
So if you notice some technical,
every mic's
if you-
working.
Yeah, if you notice the difficulties, mind your business.
And I bet the lights probably work too, don't they? Yeah, look at that. The lights
Look
do
at
work.
that. Yeah, we're trying our best, people. Podcasting is hard.
Basically, Kenny, what we're saying is we need you to come in and be lighting designer for our whole
I'd love that.
setup.
I'd love that.
Since you're the one with the
I'd love
degree in lighting design.
I can try.
I know how to make lights work.
Hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Please
Dude,
do
he caught
that.
it too. He was like, don't forget to.
Nice job.
He's a damn show.
Here's the thing, though. I know how to make the lights work. What I don't know how to do is paint a room with them.
How do you make us look not ugly?
Damn.
That's a tall order.
Do we have to get new
Hire
faces?
pretty people.
Yeah,
I've
I was
been
gonna
concerned
say
I
I
had to
need
get a new
some.
face.
The
I need
answer's-
some fillers, some makeup, some
the true
some
answer's
beard
back-
dye.
Backlight. Just make you look like one of those concerned witnesses that doesn't want to be identified.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's how we fix your faces.
I never want to be identified.
Damn.
That's called
You're
friendship,
savage,
sir.
That is called friendship.
What you been up to, Ken? What the?
Friendship is money. I think that's what JDubs
Aw.
is saying.
We love you, Dubs.
We'll go with it.
Yeah.
I still can't see him.
No, I know.
my view is obstructed.
What's funny is I almost can't see his face. All I see is the beer bottle.
Now I can see the top.
And I
of
don't
the beard.
know. I don't know if you've looked closely at this beer bottle, but it literally just says brand. Like,
Brand light beer.
yeah.
That's what we're drinking today.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not. I am drinking Foothills Hopium. That's
Foothills
what's in my
Hopium.
glass.
Shout out to Foothills.
Shout
We're going to
out
make a
Foothills.
commercial, and we're going to shoot our shot at some point in the near future, I think.
Yeah, make sure you guys are drinking Foothills beer whenever you can.
Shane,
Shots
if you're
fired.
listening, we want to have you on too, bud.
He knows.
Also, shout out to my dude, Matt Blue. He's
What up, Matt?
commented on several episodes. He's been watching, listening, and I hope he's keeping up.
And what's up, Jason Lynn Potter? You've been commenting some.
Potter,
Mr. Jason's
dude, yeah.
commented. And shout out to Craig Andrew.
Oh,
You
Craig.
jerk.
Again?
I'm just trying to keep it.
Is there going to be a limit to how many times you're going to shout out to that dude?
Not until he comes on the damn show in November. And we're gonna bring some
That's
other
a
people on,
long
too.
time from here.
Hey, maybe
Yeah.
we should do something with them on our screen, man.
With who?
With our loyal listeners.
You
Maybe
want
we
to do
should,
some
like, pop
visual
them up.
shout outs?
Yeah, man.
I can imagine at least a couple of our listeners that would hate that very much.
Nah, man, just wait for it to be like Patreons, man.
That's what I'm
That's
talking
what y'all
about.
got to get is some Patreons.
Well, we got
Are you
to.
willing to sacrifice some of your hard-earned money to be our Patreon, Kenny?
I'll give you $5.
Would you really?
I got 5 on it.
Because if you say that, I'll start a Patreon, and 5's where we'll start the money at. See how many people we can get. We just haven't started it because, like, who the hell would pay for this?
Yeah.
I'd pay $5 to come hang out with y'all.
Oh, but what about to watch the show or behind the scenes stuff? Because we don't really know what else we would do. Because like right now, everything we film gets put out as an episode.
And all the behind the scenes stuff is super sketchy. Like we're into piracy and
Hey, I've been sitting here for the last hour and a half.
yeah,
I know what
there's
the
such a thing called
behind-the-scenes
called decency.
Yeah.
And the stuff that happens before.
we actually decided to tone it down a little bit just to do the podcast so that we could appeal to a wider audience.
Easy for
And
you to
brought
say.
Kenny
Am I?
on.
How many?
It was that easy? I'm having a hard time over here, dude.
How many coffees have you had, sir?
This is only the second one.
How many Jess?
Speaking of that,
let's do it.
So I did just switch my beers from Foothills Hopium. This is the new Pabst Blue Ribbon Light.
What?
Oh, me too.
Oh, it's 96 calories, 3 carbs. I've never had it before. It's not the worst light beer I've had.
It is crisp and refreshing.
At least this is what the can says. I should have pushed some light. We don't have no lights for this button.
Yeah, this needs to have almost the same lights as the Star Trek siren.
Nope, too late now. It's
Wow.
the song and the alarm.
Johnny on the spot with the exact button I was just talking about.
I'd like to offer our most sincere apologies to our listening audience for the previous 13 seconds of footage.
He's not wrong.
Brinker, man, Brinker.
Brinker.
So what's been up, man? I know you had a loss in the family,
I did.
and I'm real sad about that.
I appreciate
You
it.
A real
okay talking
loss.
about it?
Yeah, we had our little dog.
No.
Oh, she was 17 years old
No shit.
with congestive heart failure and pulmonary hypertension.
Oh, dude, that sucks. I'm sorry.
And when
know-
she got to know you, she was the sweetest little fucking dog, man.
But when she didn't know
sorry.
you, she'd bite you in the ass.
Yeah, don't mess with her.
Fuck yeah,
We had to
I
have
like that.
what did you call it? An acclimating
An
period.
acclimation period, yeah.
Yeah.
When we first showed up
like
at their house.
almost like a Gillette razor, like best a man can get, but also it will cut you.
You and I don't know much about racers.
No.
Wow. Yeah, you guys need to shave.
All I'm saying was that was a marketing line for them for a
It
while,
was.
and
Yeah.
it just made me think of that.
However,
Shut up,
you
Don't forget to
identify-
like, share, and subscribe. Yes.
We're getting good.
Trust in my producer, ladies and gentlemen. Trust in him to know where I'm jumping.
So
We are getting better.
I have a question, Beard.
Okay.
Do you know how they treat pulmonary hypertension?
In dogs or in general?
in general.
I know that.
A few moments later.
Got me, dude. I know that hypertension can be dealt with diet, exercise, and sometimes pharmaceuticals.
But pulmonary hypertension in particular is treated with Viagra.
No shit.
So I had a little 35-pound dog, female, on Viagra. And you better believe I did not throw that prescription away.
I was wondering when you were going to get to the point of that story.
So if you're looking for those pharmaceuticals, ladies and gentlemen, please hit up KennyBrinker.com.
Point being, he has had an erection that has lasted more than 4 hours.
It says to call your doctor. I called my tailor. I don't know.
Is that why it took you 49 seconds to sit down?
That was a good joke, dude. That was a damn good joke.
Did I just walk all over his joke?
Yeah, a little
Damn,
bit.
I'm sorry.
He was like, that's why I didn't call my doctor. I called my tailor. That's a good joke.
That's
man.
not true. He called me. Wait. Why did you call?
I need you to let my pants out.
Man, there's this pressure's
Got him, dude. He got him twice in a row. Jesus
So thank you
Christ,
for continuing to listen to our show. We appreciate our audience.
It's
Our
like when
audience
Kenny gets here, you forget how to do it.
That's been the story my whole life. Every time Kenny shows up, I forget how to do whatever it is I'm doing.
That's why I had to have
Also,
lessons.
real quick, I appreciate this. He brought me a tumbler. Chandler is the concrete company that helped us out. Shout out to Chandler. Thank you, Chandler.
Yeah, you guys watched us build that concrete slab we have outside. That's the company that Kenny hooked us up with.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen that, it's back there in the episode somewhere.
Yeah, go
Good luck
back to
finding
episode 7 and 12 or something.
Mr. Jason throws around a telephone pole.
That's true.
He does. It's in there.
What's the name of that sport where they throw the logs?
It's
got a
actually
name.
the Scottish Highland Games.
But what's the name of the actual log throwing? Kilning, something. That's an actual sport.
Caber
And-
toss.
Caber.
Yeah.
Caber. I want to see you actually give it a shot because you did a hell of a job with it.
I should try that.
And
Yeah,
I
you don't-
imagine
you
that was
don't-
the first time you've thrown a big ass pole.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
They're a lot. I'm pretty sure the poles that they actually throw for the caber toss are a lot bigger than that, but they do throw big poles.
Damn, way to just like cut him down to size. Like, yeah, Mr. Jason did a good job.
It wasn't him. It was your idea.
He can't handle a real caber. We're all experts on
They were.
caber.
I'm just saying those dudes are huge and those things
Hey,
are bigger than
JDubs,
that.
Google that shit. How big is those caber poles while we're talking about it? I didn't ask you to hit a button.
I think that means he ain't Googling shit.
Google that shit and then find us a trivia question.
You didn't say the magic word.
Now.
Please.
He said please.
At least that's what Samuel L. Jackson said in the movie. Please, mother.
What the hell
Oh,
was that?
man.
You know, like Sam Jackson has to. Oh, what was it? It was the new Captain America movie with Sam as the captain.
Oh yeah.
Harrison Ford as the president or whatever. You know, Sam Jackson has it in his contracts. They say that he has to say mother in everything. So
Yeah,
I'm
he
watching
gets
this
one
movie.
every movie he's in.
This movie's pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good.
What movie is this?
It's called
Brave New World.
Brave New World. Captain
Oh,
America.
okay.
Brave
Yeah,
New
yeah,
World.
yeah.
And like, it feels like the movie's narrated by Sam Jackson because his character is like a news story guy. Have you seen it?
Yeah, but I don't know what you're
He
talking
basically
about.
stands-
Isn't he already Nick Fury in that universe?
You'd think.
That's okay.
and he-
They're bringing
and he-
RDJ back too.
And he's standing around in
that's
this
true.
in this set with all these digital effects happening. He's telling the story of what's happening in the movie.
What, do they run out of
And
actors,
then
dude?
right at the end of the movie, right, the last like 10 seconds of the movie, he's walking towards the camera. He's all like, "Motherfucker!" Just like out of nowhere. And it reminded me that Sam Jackson has to say "motherfucker," some kind of version of it in every movie.
Can you imagine being so popular for one phrase? That's amazing.
Speaking of educational podcasts, supposedly it's because he had a stutter, and he was able to bypass his stutter by using profanity.
Damn, I love that.
Really?
Yeah.
He's
Jason
one
just
confident.
said
Has fooled me as one confident having a stutter for a long time.
Right.
Mother.
That's why he says it.
All right, let's
Man.
dial it back.
I was thinking the same thing.
Hey, if JDubs is telling you to dial it back, then you're bad. You're real bad. And we're back.
Where did we go?
Away for
Don't
a
worry
minute.
about it.
Mother.
All right.
Welcome to the Ready Set Radio Show. My name is The Beard.
And I'm Floaty, and then podcasting is hard.
Yep. So, Kenny,
Yes.
are you going to go see Between the Buried and Me in September?
I don't know.
That's a
He's
good
talking
question.
about it.
We did talk about it.
I want to go.
I just saw our buddy Jamie King just posted something, and he is at, he's at a place with Between the Buried and Me doing a master class.
Yep.
And I just wanted to do a shout out because that's it doesn't even take 6 degrees to get there.
Yep, love
That's
that
pretty
band, love those dudes, love Jamie King.
Yeah, yesterday he was at Rural Fest in Rural Hall
Cool. Yeah.
because I saw him there and said, hey, hadn't seen him in years. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
I put a pickup
So
in
gonna go?
Between the Buried and Me guitar before. That's
Dusty?
1 degree. Yeah, and Dusty's guitar.
Dusty.
Are you going to go? Because if you're going to go,
It's in September.
yeah.
It's a long way off.
There's a lot of things in September,
Yeah.
though. Like,
There's a lot of
Yeah.
things between now and September.
Like if I had a grand right now, Sleep Token would be in September, and Bayside is in September, and
But it's all, I think the tickets are like $42.
yeah, that's true. The BTVM tickets are very reasonable right now. Let's all go. Let's just make a.
Just so you guys know, at the beginning of every summer, they put out a certain group of tickets for certain concerts that are later in the summer in the year, and they're only like $29, $39. That's how that's how we get all of our tickets and stuff. We buy them all at once when they do go on sale.
Share me a link, homie. That sounds
Yeah.
cool. Because
Yeah.
literally,
Don't tell our listeners though, because they don't need to know that stuff. That stuff's
Don't put it
strictly
in the
for
comments.
us.
I'm literally priced out of most concerts I want to go to off the bat.
I am absolutely priced out of all the
Almost-
concerts I want to go
Almost every
to.
time. Big reason why I like working with Grind and Brew and Mr. Jason is that I get to see some live music just by working for him. Speaking of Grind and Brew Productions, there's got to be a commercial button over there you can push for Grind and Brew Productions.
Oh, wait, is it this one?
That one?
Got sound? You know that feeling you get when you smell your first cup of coffee in the morning? It smells like success, like a cheat code for life. Well, that's the feeling you get when you gig with Grind and Brew Productions. Grind and Brew Productions. Sounds so good you can taste it.
And we're back.
You guys make sure you check out grindandbrewproductions.com for all your AV needs. Mr. Jason is the best. Maddie and Henry and everybody else involved in that
Good morning, Henry.
Good morning, Henry. Mr. Jason, do you have any of your guys that you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, sure. Who brought you that mixer yesterday?
That was Silas.
Silas. Shout out to Silas.
Thank you for that. We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that was yesterday was a day for sure.
Yeah, it was
What's
a
the
day.
name to whole creek after him?
I'm kind of getting tired of having all the shows that have all the problems, Mr. Jason. I just, it's got to be me. I am the common denominator.
Shit just happens,
In this
man.
scenario, it does.
Shit just happens.
It's been a good ride,
That's what
Floaty.
Forrest Gump said anyway.
Yeah.
Problems.
Let's talk about solutions.
All right, well, then the number one solution is to get all of your best friends in the room at the same time, which I want to say I've done today.
And we drink and talk into microphones.
Yes. If you guys want to start a podcast, all you got to do is get your friends in a room,
Hot damn.
grab some alcohol, and start talking.
Yep. Like, share, subscribe.
So, Kenny, what are you playing lately?
You're the man.
Oh, video game. Yes.
What
I don't know.
I was playing.
You're
Catan.
dude. At the very minimum, you were at least playing skin flute.
No, I was like, I'm like, I don't play baseball.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
but not professionally.
It
you know?
doesn't have to be professional.
I am
You
a
could be a
ranked
hobbyist.
amateur.
A minor league skin flautist.
I'm a ranked amateur.
So's Dubs.
Shit, I have twins.
Bang on balls.
Oh yeah, we've been playing Bang.
Bang on balls.
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's called.
It's called Bang on Balls. It's on PlayStation 5. It's multiplayer online co-op.
You're a ball.
You play as a ball,
Interesting.
and you can create how your ball looks as you collect shit, and you just slam your balls into other balls.
That makes it sound a lot less fun than it actually is. Actually, wait, no. It does sound less fun.
it's-
Just the other day, we were online playing together, and we were slamming our balls against a bunch of communist balls. It was great. You should have
Yeah.
been there. And it was like a whole like.
Whose balls won?
Our balls won. Screw the commie balls.
I thought he asked whose balls were won.
Yeah, because I would ask
got
that.
clearly
that makes,
kitties.
That
I've
makes
got-
all kinds of sense.
I've got two.
What? Don't what? I asked a legitimate question. You're the one that.
I don't know what you asked.
Whose balls won?
Oh, at first the Russians,
Yeah, the Russians were winning
but
at
we
first.
totally prevailed at the very very end. Yeah,
Anyway, I've been playing Mario 3 a lot.
not nearly as cool.
It's yeah. I've been grinding. I'm on World 5 grinding.
Grinding
Nothing
the balls.
past
Yeah.
the little hand grabbies in 8. I can't get anywhere past those. Ever.
Oh, dude, I haven't. I've never actually
show
beaten
him
it,
that.
but I'm just grinding, dude. But honestly, it's the only thing I've been playing because I've been working on the bathroom like nonstop, and I've been making some videos, and they'll happen, but like it's a lot of work. And then I've got to come back and edit.
Do you have any mishaps in there?
There might have been one or two.
What happened?
Well, no, there's not been any real mishaps.
Oh.
Nobody's hurt themselves. There hasn't been any catastrophic failures.
Did you get the skylight in yet?
The skylight's in.
Nice.
I just finished vaulting the ceiling. It's insulated. And the next step is sheetrock everything. And then after that, I'll be tiling the shower and finishing sheetrock and then painting. And
So where did you learn said skills?
well, my dad, Toby from shout out Toby from 2-Bit Constructions.
2-Bit Construction.
He's my dad's the man, and he knows all kinds of stuff. The only thing he can't do is glass.
Okay.
And so I've been working with him for I don't know since I was like 6.
Nice.
Something like that. So I know how to do it all through experience, just because it's just what we did.
Nice.
He was a beast out there the days we were working on the concrete.
Yeah. And I'm excited for you guys to see some of this video because he makes an appearance and he says some funny shit.
Yeah, he knows a significant amount about a lot of things
Yes, he does.
when it comes to that kind of stuff. For sure.
Yeah, and so there's a chunk of video of us cutting and throwing out the shower, and then there's a video of us cutting and throwing out a chunk of the roof for the skylight, and I've gotten a bunch of in-between stuff.
So do you and your father typically get in the shower together?
It's not typical, no. This is a new deal. This is a
Special
new deal.
events.
It's a fucked up question, Kenny, but yes.
Kenny's dad is a word worker. He makes cabinets and furniture and stuff.
He does a lot of furniture, cabinetry.
And he's always been really good at it.
Well, right. So he's always been a tradesman. He was, before he was a retired woodworker, he was a commercial airline mechanic.
Oh, wow.
Before that, he was a helicopter mechanic. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite things that he's ever done is the company he was working for took 2 wrecked military helicopters from Vietnam, put them in a hangar, and told my dad, make me a new helicopter.
Love it.
Nice.
So he had to do that and go through the FAA and everything else to make a new helicopter.
That's
Nuts.
wicked.
That
I
is
do
pretty cool.
remember.
Those were there.
Was it U.S. Air?
Yes.
He worked for U.S. Air, which is no longer.
It got bought out by American now.
Yeah, and my dad worked for the FAA, so like they worked at the same like physical location, but not together at all ever. My dad worked. My dad's job was like repairing and maintaining radar, and all that kind of stuff. Which is when he was
all the
in
stuff that doesn't have anything to do with the actual aircraft.
Yeah, like when Dad was in the Air Force, he was developing new aircraft and new technology and whatnot with his own people. And then when he got out and joined the FAA, his job was making sure that planes stayed in the air, like which was cool.
We need more people back in the FAA that can make sure planes stay in the air.
Yeah, we've had a little problem lately. But,
little problem recently.
But I remember I definitely got on a plane one time. The first time I went to New York City, we got on a U.S. airplane, and they were like, "Yeah, the plane's not working. Everybody get off." And they had to put us on a different airline.
Wow.
I was like, I kept telling Kenny, I was like, "I bet your dad worked on that plane."
Damn.
He might have.
He probably did. I don't know.
It's possible.
Yeah, it is possible.
They only got so many.
There's only 4 planes.
We're not talking about Spirit here.
Yeah, I don't even know what
about
to say to that.
If it didn't have the car stuff,
It was, that's a car crash. And,
So now
while we're talking about airplanes,
So
I don't love it.
Should I make an airplane crash button?
What does that sound like?
Watch Family Guy.
That's also the sound of a bomb getting dropped.
We're just gonna use the sound effect we just made. That's gonna be the button next week.
I mean, if you think about it, a plane crashing is basically a really big bomb without explosives getting
without
dropped.
the explosive
And with
warhead.
people.
No warhead bombs. It
Right.
really is.
Oh, with people, so that makes it biological warfare.
Oh.
The old meat bomb.
Yep.
What happened to Timmy? He got hit by a dude. A dude fell out of the sky and hit him right in the face. Call Mulder.
My God. How did a train wreck happen in less than 2 seconds? Right
now
there,
we need a
dude?
train wreck button too.
Hey, Beard, let me welcome you to the Ready Set Radio Show. That is what we do here.
Podcasting is hard, folks.
We sat down to have a brainstorming session about what our podcast can be about, and we end up just writing down.
And we end up winging it anyway.
Train wreck, capital K, 4 exclamation points.
No C?
There's no C in train wreck.
Okay.
Moving on.
Nothing to see here.
Man, you guys are full of them today.
You're full of it today.
And every day.
Be careful.
You might get some
What are
on
you, the
you.
joke spotter? Be careful.
Don't shit your pants while you're wearing those shorts.
JDubs say.
Dude, not while they're drinking beer, Kenny. Damn. And also with you.
It's not Catholic.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Jesus Christ, I haven't been able to breathe for like a minute.
Everybody shut up so beer can breathe. I'm going to try one of these strawberry lemonade beers.
They're pretty good, man. They're pretty good.
You guys are all drinking them.
They're
Get
tasty.
the job done.
Gets the job done.
I actually went to synagogue on Friday for the first time
what?
ever. Yeah.
Were you
where
mixing,
did you
mixing sound in there?
Never mind.
was.
Tell me the story, Mr. Jason.
This is a very wrong button, bro.
We are on the very end of a AV overhaul for Temple Emmanuel here in Winston, and so as part of the, I don't ever turn it over to their people on the very first service. You know, I try to be there to make sure everything goes smoothly. It was really fascinating. It was my first time at synagogue. It was pretty cool.
From an AV perspective,
Wrong
Dude,
button.
of course. Again, wrong.
from an AV perspective, well, it is JDubs, guys.
Good button.
Shit's fired.
All of them. All of them. From an AV perspective, how different is a Christian church from a Jewish church from any other church?
From an AV perspective?
From an audio visual, like
yeah.
what differences is there that you have to deal with?
So there is as much difference from a church to a synagogue as there is from a contemporary church to a traditional church.
What is the difference between a contemporary and a traditional?
He's gonna tell you.
He's just trying to set me up. So, for example,
I love how much faith you have in me, dude.
I heard it.
I'm atheist. I have to have faith in something. Why not the beard?
You know what? Why
Amen.
not the beard?
Amen.
Why
So-
not? Hashtag why
Woman is
not
my
the beard?
The range of the ministries that I'm involved with.
Be with you.
That's right. The beard be with you. Now, there you go.
Finally.
Damn, JDubs. He finally made it.
We finally got 3 seconds of perfectly timed material.
I'm sorry. Continue your hits.
So, the range of the ministries that I'm involved with goes from very traditional liturgical Episcopalian with pipe organ, and in that case, we mic the whole room because that's how you mic a pipe organ is mic the whole room. And so that's one end, and then the other end is some of the black churches we're in that have full bands that are all completely mic'd up and almost sounds like a gospel record on the live stream.
Nice.
And then everything in between. And this one definitely tends closer to the Episcopalian. It is the only instrumentation was piano. And then Jason McKinney is the music director. Shout out to Jason McKinney.
What up?
A wonderful local fellow that has this amazing operatic baritone voice.
Shout out.
Yeah. And so it's mostly just him and piano, and it is, I don't hate it. I'm not mad at it one bit.
Nice.
The challenge is he doesn't want to wear a microphone because in the room he doesn't need a microphone. He's got one of the most powerful voices I've ever heard. But no matter how
Yeah, you
powerful
can't
your
track
voice is,
Why does that make me think of Tenacious D?
but no matter how powerful your voice is, it's not loud enough for the internet.
Nope.
No.
Got to put a
Nothing's
mic
ever
on it.
loud enough for the internet,
Nope.
dude.
So yeah, it was delightful. It was
It's just
really
a black
cool
hole you shout into.
to see how they
Has
how
no
they
echo.
store the scriptures in this closet that's called an ark, and it's got all this fancy stuff on it, and there's this reverence that's not like what I usually see in the Christian churches. Just an extra level. Some of the more liturgical Catholic and Episcopalian have that sort of reverence. But
Yeah, that's an interesting kind of, like, that's not a perspective I would have ever thought that I would be interested in hearing or even know about. Like, it would just be, I don't know. The sound guys are unsung heroes, man. You don't get a lot of thanks.
And for someone who has left a faith tradition, I find a lot of enjoyment in, because the faith tradition I grew up in, you didn't learn about the others at all because that was off limits.
Yeah.
That was dangerous.
Yeah,
now I understand why it's dangerous, because it's really fascinating and you get to learn a lot about people and why they view things the way they do from their faith tradition.
Yeah, we definitely shouldn't have all of us understanding each other more.
Yeah, we shouldn't have.
That's terrible. Wow,
and none of us absolutely should have opinions about which one is better or not. So, like, let's just move on. Jesus.
Yeah.
He had nothing to do with it.
Nope, not pun intended. No pun intended.
For me,
And we're back.
yeah, for me, like I find faith and the way they're practiced to be, I don't know, ritualistic for myself sometimes. And it's not like I'm gaining anything from what they're saying. It's more of I like the way the room feels when there's a room full of people all focused on one thing, and the energy level is different.
Hey, when you get a room full of people who all agree with each other about one thing, that's something cool.
Yeah, and like especially when they're all like on their best behavior because they're at church or whatever. Man, you can walk out with some serious positive vibes from those people.
Yeah.
And I ain't hating them for it, man. Like I don't believe what you believe, but like I love that you believe.
Yeah,
And that helps them get through their week.
Yeah,
I'm here for that.
And let them believe what they want to believe. What I really enjoy is actually agreeing with somebody on something.
Right. Well,
when I find somebody who believes the same thing I do, which is great, but like you can't have that without the other.
So like you and I could probably agree that the Steelers have just wasted a whole bunch of money on Aaron Rodgers.
Tell me about it.
Right?
Tell me about it, dude. Come
what a
on now.
segue. Wow.
What you think about that,
only reason
JDubs?
I'm here.
I had one more thing I was going to say, but damn, just cut me right off.
Floaty and the beard hate Aaron Rodgers.
Floaty and the beard hate JDubs.
Right, but
Not at all, JDubs. We love you.
But I am not a Steelers hater.
I'm not a
At
Steelers
all.
hater either.
Yeah.
You know, they got one of the only black coaches. Just saying.
Just saying. I was trying to think of a way to segue right back for Mr. Jason to say what he was going to say.
You can't do that from.
Oh, I don't remember what it was now.
Mr. Only black coach in the NFL. Now we got to talk about it.
Just
Mike Tomlin, who I think he's a great coach. Anybody else think he's a great coach?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You don't stay the coach for the Steelers that long without knowing what you're doing, dude. Like, come on.
And
but they also don't cycle coaches.
Right,
That's
like,
true. But
Ownership is good in that
Did
regard.
it? Did it?
So let's
did it
bring
go
up a
Bill
fact, though,
Power
real fast.
to Tomlin, or was there
Bill
someone?
Cowher? Yeah.
Cowher to Tomlin.
Yeah.
Was there no one in between?
Nobody in between.
Nobody in between.
That is quite the longevity, man.
Yeah.
Real fast, think about this. The last time the Green Bay won a Super Bowl was against the Steelers.
Yeah.
So, are you saying that the Green Bay is going to win a Super Bowl this year while Aaron Rodgers plays for the Steelers? Because that would be
That would
fucking
be
hilarious.
What if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Steelers and wins another Super Bowl?
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Don't ever
That
say
ain't-
never.
Yeah,
that
never
ain't,
say
I
never.
didn't say
Never
never.
say
I
never.
said that ain't happening.
I'll football history. I'll give you the exact game. Why you shouldn't say that? The miracle in Miami against New England and Tom Brady back in the day. That the Dolphins was able to pull it off against Tom Brady and the Patriots. And it was one of those games that nobody expected it.
It wasn't at the beginning
so
of the
much-
Dolphins' newest like successes they've been having. Like, wasn't
Well,
that
this
like
was
the-
like this was like 5-8 years ago.
Yeah, that makes
It was a while back. But yes, it was just one of those games that nobody expected, and it was just out of the blue and just an amazing game.
Yeah, the saying is, man, any given fucking Sunday, you know, like
There it is, yeah.
And that's what I tell people, like,
That's why you play the game.
Yeah, sometimes like you got a team that you're supporting, and they're like one of the best teams in the league, and then like midway through the season they'll lose to arguably one of the worst teams in the league. Well, they're all professional athletes.
Yeah.
And like
that
sometimes
happened to the 2015 Panthers.
Yeah. And a lot of times it happens towards the end of the season because they're still allowed to bench their starters, which I am still very much opposed to.
against, yeah.
You should not be able to bench your starters just because you've made the playoffs, man, for multiple reasons. One,
Well, what do they do?
well, dude, because like sometimes you're playing a team who's in a division that has playoff implications on your game. And like you just sitting out your starters lets that team win.
I might agree,
But
I
also-
can tell you exactly why the NFL will never make that a rule.
And it's never be a rule. But on top of that,
Well, it's a punishment.
no,
No,
think
it's
about-
not a
think about the-
punishment at
think
all.
Think about the fans. The first time I went and saw the Saints play the fucking Panthers, the Saints and shit started. They set all their starters. I paid all that money to go see the game, and I watched the second and third string play.
Yeah, but think about it from the NFL's point of view, where you end up in a postseason where players are playing not their starters because their starters are injured.
Nobody wants to go watch Tom Brady's
Which one's worse to the NFL? You tell me.
I think getting the correct playoffs is way more fucking important. And like,
how do you get the correct playoffs without the right players? Because
you stop giving away you stop letting them get it based off of conference and shit. It should always be at the end of the season. You just change how the postseason is selected.
Yeah. See, that selection, though, that's how you know the NFL's rigged. NFL's rigged. You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here fourth.
Sue us, I dare you.
You heard it here 110th because everyone else talks about it. The NFL is rigged.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I like the ideas they've had about changing the way that the playoffs are structured based on who gets in, instead of being every division gets one. Well, NFC South, which is our division, we shouldn't have had nobody.
Nope.
Not for a couple of years, dude. Yeah.
We all sucked.
Yep.
And you're giving us shitty playoff games because you still have it that way. Give me the best teams.
Yeah. As long as the Cowboys never make it, I'm for that.
Yeah. You can give me an idea what the playoffs is going into the last week, but we don't really know.
It's not a logo, it's a rating.
It's a rating.
It is.
It's not
Kenny,
a prediction,
do you follow
it's
football?
a spoiler.
I do.
Yeah? Okay. So all this makes sense to you?
Oh, yes.
Good.
No, I'm with you.
Good.
He knows what a
Aren't you a Dallas
quarter
fan?
down is and a touchback is.
Kenny's not a
No, but
Dallas
I know
fan.
what a tight end is.
Not in this room, you don't.
You son of a bitch.
Word.
I thought that was the magic word.
What, tight end?
Oh, my God. No, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
He always does it while I've got my beer to my lips, dude.
That works. Shut you up for a second.
Oh, my God. So, we have the option of a moving camera today, and I think we talked about it a little bit.
And we haven't, I haven't seen it used a whole lot.
Well, we haven't picked it up and moved it and pointed it out since the beginning. We talked about Mr. Jason being here and
Right. How about we do this? Let's tell him to break out the moving camera, and let's do the scenario in stereo.
All right.
You guys want to break out the scenario?
I think we should do that. Let's do scenario in stereo. We haven't done one in a little while, just a little while. And I think we've got a good one this week, and I'm ready. Let's do it. Everybody's got their answers, right? Good.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
You check your notes.
I did. I flipped them over before I brought it up.
That's how you remembered that we even had to do a
If you guys don't believe me, you can rewind and find that.
All right.
He's going to ask us a different question now, isn't he?
Probably.
No, so listeners, hello, listeners. Today's scenario in stereo is you just realized that you had butt dialed your ex while having a conversation about your ex. You just realized they've been listening for at least 12 minutes to the conversation. What song plays when you realize that you've been talking good or bad about your ex?
It's always going to be bad.
It's always bad.
Okay,
Bad.
first off,
It better be bad.
First off, this seems awfully specific for you to have not attacked me directly, because this has happened to me. Has this happened to anybody else? Have you actually had this happen to you in real life?
You're saying that you've actually
This has happened to me in real
All right,
life.
breaking news, the beard has actually butt dialed an ex.
In real life, breaking news, this has happened to me in real life, absolutely. I'm not going to name drop, but you son of a bitch. But this has happened to me. I had my phone in my pocket, and I was having a conversation about how this isn't going well. I'm not having a good time with someone who wasn't the partner that I'm talking about. Yeah, I was talking shit, dude. I'm gonna be honest. I was just talking shit. I was like, yo, this chick is crazy. She's fucking hateful. She's fucking this and that, and I had butt dialed her, and it was in my pocket. And
was it me you were talking to?
No, not at all.
Damn it.
I realized mid-conversation that I had butt dialed. So
Is the move just hang up?
No, I did. That's not what I did. I don't know what the move is.
What did you do?
What did you do?
I was like, hello?
I was talking about that other
and she immediately started cussing me out, and I was like, yeah, if that's the reaction you want to have,
that
that's
kind
fine.
of fits in what I was just saying.
Yeah, kind of. But I was just like, all right, well, I suppose that wasn't meant for your ears. I suppose you've earned this. I'll let you cuss me out here for a second. You know, that's fine. I could take it.
Not with a hang up button.
And then, you know, and she ended up hanging up on me, and it was just that was. Matter of fact, I think that was the last time I ever talked to her.
I was going to say, it sounds to me like that was that.
Yeah. It was that before that. Please understand. I was already on that path because like
it was done day one, bro.
She was a hateful, mean, angry person.
Yeah,
and, like,
you hear me?
And it was just anyway. But that actually happened to me. So
what song was
I think
playing?
it's funny. It's not fair because like I hadn't put that experience together with the fact before I came up with the song. So like
she fucking hates me.
Okay, we know JDubs' answer.
Yeah, that's his answer, I guess. But mine, because I hadn't put the 2 and 2 together yet. Mine was "Loser" by Beck. And I thought that was a funny one, but it doesn't match my experience at all because that's not how I felt in the moment at all.
What about "Hello" by Adele?
Is it me?
That wasn't my answer.
That's a good one.
What's that one? I always feel like
somebody's watching me. That's. I don't know what it's named or who it's by, but that's a decent one.
Isn't that like
every breath
Oates?
you take?
This is one of those Oates dudes.
Hall and
I thought
Oates.
it was Maxwell.
Lionel Richie, wasn't it?
Thought it was Maxwell.
I think it was Maxwell.
Maxwell.
Yeah.
Oh,
with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Cry Me a River by Justin Timberlake.
That's a good one.
See, I went similar.
See, that one more reflects how I felt in the moment when it happened to me in real life. I was like, I ain't even mad about this, dude.
No.
You went away and I didn't have to tell you to.
See, I went similar with this is what it sounds like when doves cry.
That's savage, dude.
How could you
Kenny is a
just leave me
motherfucking
standing?
savage, dude.
I feel like you guys are gaslighting the person that you accidentally butt dialed in these conversations. Be like, you know what? It's your fault.
Hey, look, I ain't never gaslit anybody.
Oh.
So
You just did.
No. Nope. I ain't never gaslit anybody.
I had one of those. I had a secondhand version of a in person of that. I used to have this little get together of fellas that would hang out about once a week, and this one guy, we'll call him Mark because that was his name.
Mark, what's up? Shout out.
I'm sure he doesn't watch this, so I'm not worried about it.
He will one day.
I don't know what his name was. Let's just call him Mark.
Yeah, he was having some issues with the wife, mainly that she was sleeping with the entire Winston-Salem Police Department.
Damn, shots fired.
See, you can't trust cops, dude.
And so he arrives, and he is
I take that back.
telling us all about it, about just how awful it is, and about that time we hear a small voice from his pocket. And, sure enough.
Oh, no. That's even worse, dude. That's even worse.
Yep.
That was worse than mine.
Sure
I'll give
enough.
you that.
That story has a happy ending.
Hey, man, you know.
Happy ending.
Most of them do.
Yeah.
He got rid of her, and he is happily remarried now with to a lovely young lady, and they're having a good
I'm
time.
not sure how comfortable I am with this story has a happy ending. He got rid of her.
Not that
I don't
way.
think that's what he meant.
He made her disappear.
That word, I don't think you know what it means.
Avada Kedavra. I have butt dialed people for sure, but I've never butt dialed an ex, especially while I'm talking about them. For sure.
Soy un perdedor.
I'm a loser, baby.
So
why
JDubs
don't
said
you
that
kill me?
wasn't his answer earlier.
So Dubs has a
Wait,
different answer?
the one that Puddle of Mud song wasn't your
No.
answer?
No, you were saying to them you didn't know what she was saying, and I was saying that's what she was saying was
she fucking hates me.
you.
That's
yeah.
what I'm
Oh.
saying.
Okay.
That
was a lot of saying.
She
you
was a
have a
hateful
song.
person. It
That was
doesn't. I
your
don't
say.
doubt it at all.
No, my song was Gautier, somebody I used to know.
Somebody I used to know. I thought about that one too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I miss Gautier.
It's
now
little
he's
off.
somebody that we used to know.
What about
Yeah,
that You Oughta
that's
Know
what he did.
song?
He showed up, hit one banger, and then dipped out. Dude.
Gautier is now an artist we used to know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What about Alanis Morissette? You ought to know that one. That's all like, are you thinking of me when you fuck her kind of stuff?
Fuck.
See, I like that. I like that for the. I like that for the. I like it for the scenario and stereo, but that one just seems sexist because It's very obviously an angry woman at a guy that
no.
she perceived
Not just a guy,
wrong.
a Canadian.
A Canadian.
What about Kelly Clarkson?
I wasn't going to go there, but that's absolutely
Gone.
true.
That's pretty good.
That's a good one.
Since You've Been Gone seems like the other end of the spectrum. Like she wants him
it's
back.
something you would feel that relief when you hear.
All right,
Maybe.
I just called to say I love you.
Biz Marquis, just a friend.
Yep. Don't ever believe her if she says he's just a friend.
One Republic apologized.
How about Brittany? Oops, I did it again.
The classic
In
Titan.
Very nice.
In
behemoth,
Eric's
dude.
case, it might have been Carrie Underwood's before he cheats.
Damn, dude. You throw me a little more under the bus every time.
That bus has been gone. We missed
Backed
the damn
up,
bus.
rolled over again.
Yeah, straight up.
What about It Wasn't Me by Shaggy?
It wasn't me.
But it was because we heard you.
As you got me on the cell
It was
phone,
me. It was recorded
wasn't
on a
me.
phone call.
What about Cry Me a River?
I have
We already said that one.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
All right, cool. Well, now that we've gotten all those out of the way.
Shit my pants in 2 pieces. These are only shorts.
JDubs, I want to applaud your timing on that one. You were a hair off, but
All
also
right.
committed.
Since we've already covered shitting yourself. Has anybody ever pissed themselves
Oh yeah.
semi-publicly or publicly?
Funny enough, no. No, I have not.
Oh, I would have did that on principle.
It depends on how much pee constitutes peeing yourself.
That's a great question. How much pee constitutes pissing
Like just
yourself?
one drop counts?
Like if you have the
Or-
wet,
Not if you're already walking away from the toilet. No.
So a wet penny doesn't count.
A wet penny? Explain that,
A
Kenny.
wet penny counts unless you're. It happens after
Is
you
that
just
a couple
pissed.
drops come out? And
That's
make a
when you
little
look like you have a
penny
wet penny in your pocket.
size? Yeah, that's every day for me, sir. That's right now.
That's why he wears black pants all the time.
Yeah, I have not shat myself.
And also why he smells like piss.
Pissing myself has happened several times in my lifetime because my bipolar and stuff. I don't allow I reward myself with release. Does that make sense?
You don't.
I
I understand why you're saying that, but I need you to hear me, Floaty.
I'm listening.
That's not. You shouldn't do that.
I've actually gotten better about it, but it's taken some real actual effort of me.
That's not a reward. That's just something you have to do. Okay.
Right. But that's not how I've treated it for decades. It's always been like I'm in the middle of something. I have to finish
Then why you
this.
got a wet penny right now, dude?
Not right now.
You get a wet penny.
not what you
You get a
just
wet
said.
penny.
You're
Everybody gets a wet penny.
Good point. I'm gonna give you a wet penny if you don't shut the fuck up.
Well, while I'm shutting the fuck up, I'm gonna go pee.
We'll be right back.
Tune in next week for part 2, right here on the Ready Set Radio Show.